It was an incredibly bullish day for the crypto market. Bitcoin wicked to $64,000. Incredible pump today. We're going to talk about what happens next and what will altcoins do. And the Bitcoin ETFs continue to break records with the trading volume today at $7.69 billion. And Wall Street giant Morgan Stanley wants a piece of the game. They are looking to invest in the Bitcoin spot ETFs. And Edward Snowden is giving the prediction that a national government will be revealed this year to have been buying Bitcoin. This is huge. We're going to break this down and much more. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, folks, huge day for the market, incredibly bullish. Bitcoin was melting faces. It surged past $64,000 and it was so close. It just had to go another $5,000 to hit that all-time high of $69,000. And look, it could do that within this week or by next week. It's incredible what's taking place. Bitcoin was melting faces. And folks, look, something is different this time around. I'm not going to make the big statement that this time is different because we still have to see how things are going to play out. But Bitcoin is doing something slightly different. I was expecting Bitcoin to rally to the 618 using the Fibonacci model like it did in 2019, where it touched about $16,000 after rallying to $20,000 in 2017. So it did a nice retracement move there to the 618. Folks, Bitcoin right now surged past the 786. So it blew by 618, it blew by the 702, and it's past the 786. Something different is happening, and it's certainly ahead of time. Many analysts are saying that because usually this type of move comes after the halving, if you look back at the previous cycles. So exciting times, folks. And I am cautiously optimistic, though. And I know some people are going to listen to this and like, what are you talking about, dude? I knew you were a bear. I'm not a bear. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to go to $100,000 and I'm going to be taking profits. But moves like this, as we've seen historically, are not sustainable, meaning that they need to pull back and build support levels. Yes, the ETF volumes are crazy. Yes, the inflows are breaking records, but the market principles still have to play out here. And there's a saying, markets can remain rational and irrational longer than you can handle. So I think there's a bit of irrational movement here. Once again, I am bullish. I've just been here for multiple cycles and I am cautiously optimistic, but I'm happy because the price is up. And I say these things because I don't want new people to get wrecked. If you come and you listen to this podcast, you're watching me on YouTube, I don't want you to go buy into a massive pump and then all of a sudden it corrects and you're like, oh my God, what just happened, right? I want you to buy the lows, buy the corrections, buy the blood on the streets, then sell the pumps and the euphoria phase, right? So please understand where I'm coming from. I'm actually trying to help people here because I made those mistakes and I lost money, but now I know better and I'm making money. So hopefully this resonates and the knowledge is handed down here, guys. Those of you who've been around the block, you know what I'm talking about. So Bitcoin is sitting at $61,529. Let's see where it builds a support level, maybe at 60,000. That's the magic number for the support level. And then it keeps working its way up. It would be incredible if Bitcoin broke its all-time high by the halving. I think that's possible given how it's moving. Ethereum is looking strong. It's at $3,421, BNB at $414, Solana at $122, XRP at 57 cents, Cardano at 64 cents, Dogecoin at 11 cents. Pretty incredible what's happening here. And as you all know, and I'll share this chart here, the money flow in crypto, it starts with fiat into Bitcoin, then that liquidity flows down to the large caps, mid caps, and low caps, altcoins, and rinse and repeat. So we want Bitcoin to go as high as possible, even if you don't hold Bitcoin. And then that liquidity will flow to ETH, and then it will go down to the other altcoins. And I'm waiting for coins like XRP and so forth to pop off. We're going to have a mini alt season. This is not the full-on alt season. This thing moves in phases, and we're in phase 2 of the bull market. So phase 3 will be, I think, later this year or early next year. And we're going to see more capital flow into this asset class. So Be prepared for alts to take off. Let's take a look at some of the data from sentiment as far as what are the top coins that are trending on social media. This was updated 49 minutes ago. Bitcoin, obviously leading. It has the lion's share here. The price movement has everyone talking about it. Pepe is at second. The meme coin. You have Ton Token at number 3. Wan Chain at number 4. Popsicle Finance at number 5. Dogecoin at number 6. You got here Super Farm. I've never heard of that at 7. ETH at 8th, AMP at 9, and Dog Whiff that, another meme coin at 10. So obviously Bitcoin getting the lion's share of the social media mentions. Now, folks, Jim Cramer was big mad today. He had to cover the Bitcoin price bump, and you should see his face. I mean, the video is incredible. This man was really down. And he said, what has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Has it ever created a phone or something like that? It was just like, wow, Jim is really upset. Now, the bad thing is today he tweeted out, given the success of the Bitcoin spot ETF, it's pretty obvious that an Ethereum ETF will soon bloom. Well, folks, looks like we're not getting an Ethereum ETF soon. It may be delayed. I think Gary Gensler is going to delay it because you do the inverse of Jim Cramer, right? Inverse Cramer. So this is not a good sign that he's saying this. And look, we'll see what happens. But 95% of the time when this man makes a call, he's wrong, and the market and people do the opposite. It's incredible. Now, folks, the Bitcoin ETFs are breaking records, and I'm sure many of you saw my interview with Eric Balchunas of Bloomberg. He's a senior ETF analyst, and we talk a lot about this. But James Seyffert, his colleague, tweeted out the new record for Bitcoin ETF trading volume is officially $7.69 billion. Previous record was $4.66 billion from launch day. Incredible. And this is part of why the Bitcoin price has been going crazy. There are some that are saying that the OTC supply, over-the-counter trades, they're running low on Bitcoin, and these issuers have to go buy on the open market. That's certainly a possibility, but there's no way to verify that because miners, I'm sure, are selling to BlackRock and Fidelity and so forth. But the amount of Bitcoin being bought versus what is being mined, it's like 10x amount of Bitcoin that's being bought. Incredible stuff. Now, it's not a bull market unless Coinbase goes down. And I talked about this earlier today. Everybody was roasting Coinbase today. You logged into your account and you saw zero balance, and some people weren't even able to log in. So Coinbase needs to scale and improve their servers to be able to handle this. It can't keep going on. How many bull market cycles are we going to have Coinbase going down? Now, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, tweeted out, apps are now recovering. We had modeled a approximate 10x surge in traffic and load tested it. This exceeded that number. It's expensive to keep services over provisioned, but we'll need to keep working on auto scaling solutions and killing any remaining bottlenecks. Thank you for bearing with us. So look, guys, what are we doing here, right? I get the first time around. I was here in 2017 when Coinbase was going down and a bunch of other exchanges. We had another bull market, 2020, 2021. We're in 2024. Come on, Coinbase. You guys are public. You're making billions. Use some of that money to load up on tons of servers so you have enough bandwidth. Come on, right? Guys, how many bull markets more do we have to deal with this? But here, Matt Hogan, CIO at Bitwise, said, regarding this, he said, repeat after me, ETFs will augment, not disrupt Coinbase's business. We saw the same thing with gold, where demand for physical gold bars soared post-ETF. Will ETFs steal some market share from Coinbase? Of course. Will market expansion more than outweigh this? Of course. So there's a lot of people saying this is why a lot of people are going to go to ETFs, because you have these traditional exchanges that can't handle the volume. Now, I've often said on this podcast over the years, set up accounts with all the top exchanges and do full KYC and verification and connect your bank account so that if you need an on and off ramp, it's there. If one exchange goes down, you can jump to the next. So one of the sponsors of this podcast is Uphold, and this is a great crypto exchange platform that you can go buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins. They have 260 plus cryptocurrencies. Go sign up with them, set up an account, do full KYC, and you can use these different exchanges so that if one has a problem, and look, Uphold has never had a problem where they went down like this, But as things ramp up in the bull market and there's more people coming in, you have other options. So check out Uphold, sign up, and you can also trade precious metals on this platform, folks. Gold, silver, palladium, platinum. They have stable coins. They have a ton of national fiat currencies, and they are available in over 150 countries. So check out Uphold, link in the description. Now, folks, Eric Balchunas and I, in our interview, once again, on Bloomberg, we talked about the banks sending the SEC a letter saying they want to custody the Bitcoin spot ETFs. However, the blocker is the SAB121 bill or bulletin from the SEC, which is going to get under congressional review. And the Government Accountability Office had called out that it's unlawful, right? That it needed to go through Congress. So Jake Tversky is highlighting the following. SAB 121 was an unlawful rule adopted in violation of the Administrative Procedures Act and the Congressional Review Act that unfairly punishes crypto without any coherent justification. Tomorrow, the House Financial Services Committee will vote to repeal it. They must vote yes. So fingers crossed that they vote to kick this out. There's a lot of folks who are behind it. I'm trying to get one of the congressmen who, Wiley Nickel, on the podcast to talk about it because he was part of the group that was pushing back on this. So let's hope they kick this out. This will be another big loss for scumbag regulator Gary Gensler. Now, folks, Edward Snowden gave a very interesting prediction today, and I don't think this is a far-fetched, outlandish prediction. He said, prediction, a national government will be revealed this year to have been buying Bitcoin, the modern replacement for monetary gold, without having disclosed that fact publicly. I think this is on the horizon. We saw El Salvador do it. And look, I don't think it's going to be one of the large superpowers in the world. I think it's going to be smaller countries who, they need the resources. They need Bitcoin, right, to boost their economy and so forth. But it's going to start with the small countries and eventually go to the big countries. I think Bitcoin as digital gold will be put on central bank digital currencies eventually. Is that going to happen tomorrow or next year? No, but I believe over time it will. We already got the ETFs. Wall Street already has the asset, right? Just like they do gold. And this is a globally distributed, trackable, real-time, on the blockchain asset. So I could easily see governments doing this. Now, folks, big news coming out of Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley funds filing adds language on investment in spot Bitcoin ETFs. Of course. No one wants to get left behind. Game theories playing out here. A lot of people who have been anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto like Vanguard eventually will capitulate because they're going to lose out on revenue and market share, and customers are not going to like that they're not offering it, right? Look, we're all adults here. We're not saying you have to promote it or push it, but you can have it as an option for people. So a Europe-focused fund by Morgan Stanley said in an SEC filing that it may gain exposure to Bitcoin ETFs. The fund, which has held shares of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust in the past, may be genuinely interested in getting this exposure, or it could just be a preventative disclosure. But I think they all want to get in. Look, BlackRock, the world's largest asset managers here, the banks, I just told you guys about SAB121, the banks want to custody it. So everybody's heading in the same direction. The laggards will eventually wake up and get running because they will get left behind if they don't. Now, some good news, folks, around the Gemini Earn situation and the folks at Genesis Trading. So here, Gemini Trust Co. tweeted the following today. Earn update. Today, we are pleased to announce that we have finally reached a settlement in principle with Genesis and other creditors in the Genesis bankruptcy that will, if approved by the bankruptcy court, result in all Earn users receiving 100% of their digital assets back in kind. Great news. Thank God. Obviously, the bankruptcy court has to give the final approval. But guys, we want to put this to bed. It was a big ticking time bomb here. Just a black cloud hanging over the industry. This would be another major catalyst that could have caused extreme harm being put to bed. And the main thing here is that people are getting their funds back, right? Rightfully, their funds getting it back. So this is great news, folks. I'm kind of relieved because this was just a big, once again, ticking time bomb. And it would give, more folks ammunition to attack the industry, even though this is just bad business and bad actors. It's not the technology itself. And there just needs to be proper regulations and guardrails. So great to hear there's some resolution here it's around the corner. Users get 100% of their funds back. All right, folks. Also, be sure to check out VeChain, which is one of the top enterprise-grade blockchain projects out there. Go to vchain.org. Link will be in the description. VeChain is working with big brands such as PwC, Givenchy, BMW, Walmart China, and many more. They are a fully sustainable, scalable blockchain, and they're building some great things in the Web3 world. I am a VET token holder. I have been since 2018, so I believe in this project. If you'd like to learn more, go to vchain.org. Folks, thank you for watching and listening. A great way to support the podcast is to subscribe to my free email newsletter, 100% free. Also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter X. All the social media links will be in the description. It doesn't cost you anything, folks. I'm not asking you to buy anything, but if you can support by following and subscribing, that really, really helps with the podcast's reach and visibility. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you all later.